Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining me for Church at Home with Rachel for Feel Good Friday. I am excited to be here with you today. We started a new month and things are happening really quickly. Next week, I will be going off for a retreat with the Sisters of St. John the Divine in Toronto at the convent, and that'll be an interesting time because I'll be there. I think I'll be the only guest because they're doing this for me as Bishop-elect. Um, they're under renovation right now, so normally they're not taking people. But it's a really quiet time and it's a very peaceful and gentle time. So I will be praying a lot with the sisters. So pray for all of us as we pray for you. Um, but as I look ahead to this retreat time and thinking about Feel Good Friday, I keep thinking about how bloody cold it has been. It's winter, it should be. A couple weeks ago, we had like minus, I think it was minus 54 um, Celsius. I don't know what that it would be minus. I don't know what that would be Fahrenheit for you American folks, but minus 54 Celsius with the wind chill. It was really cold. Like cars wouldn't start cold, things like that. But it's had me thinking. The cold has had me thinking about all those times when we feel good. And like a couple weeks ago at church, after church, we had a potluck lunch, and a couple of ladies brought hot stuff. Dina brought this incredible homemade mushroom soup, cream of mushroom soup, and Marianne made this chili, which is had a little bit more heat than I'm used to, but it warmed me up from the inside. And it got me thinking about all of those things that I've always dreamed about, or I remember about cold weekend mornings, or March break mornings when it was freezing cold outside. I didn't have to go to school, and it got me really thinking about what is it that makes us feel good on days like that. For me, it's a flannel blanket. I've got it right here. I have this flannel blanket. Rob hates flannel. This is the only piece of flannel in our whole house. But this is what I sit in, my fancy chair, my favorite chair that Jude and I used to sit in. And I put this on my lap when I'm cold, and I get a big mug. Now I've got several mugs. I've got a small one that I use. A friend of mine from Louisville gave me. I use in the morning to drink my coffee. But I've got this big wolf mug that I drink when I'm really cold and I'm curled up in my chair. And it always makes me think of my dream of being someday owning a log cabin, a very large log cabin, like with lots of space to entertain people and have a really tall, real Christmas tree. But thinking about being in my log cabin with the snow falling down outside and the animals creeping around and having like a bird, suet or something for birds. And of course, the squirrels would come. I really don't mind squirrels. Some people don't like them, but I don't mind them. Having my dogs out playing and being able to come in the house and warm cookies right out of the oven, and Rob putting on chili. He made chili the other night and it was fantastic. All of these things that make us think of feeling good, feeling warm. Even even in the summer when I feel like if I get a cold or something, I feel like under the weather, that's what I think about. I think of a roaring fire in the fireplace and a good hot cup of tea and being wrapped up in my flannel blanket and just sitting and watching the world go by outside. And for me, watching the world go by outside is not watching the cars, because in my heart of hearts, I'm a country kid. I want to be out in the woods someplace with a babbling brook. I know some people really like the hectic pace of like New York or Toronto or something in Edmonton. And for them, God bless you. May you fill your hearts or fill your boots, as my husband would say. You could go ahead and experience that. For me, real peace would be just being tucked away someplace with no cell phones, probably not even any internet, and just being able to hang out and be. So those are the things that have been getting me through, both wearing my blanket and drinking my hot tea in my big mug, but thinking about that day when someday I'll retire, and I'm not sure how, but I will have my cabin in the woods, and being able to think on that, and realize that I'll have lots of time to think back on life and celebrate the ups and ignore the downs and just feel good. And even though I'm not there yet, even though I'm not in that place where I have my cabin in the woods, it gives me hope. It reminds me that everything I do today works toward my tomorrow. So when I'm doing something today, I want to make it the best it can be, because every positive step I take forward leads me to a better place. It's like taking care of other people. When we're kind to someone, have you ever noticed that when you're kind to someone, when you project kindness to another, it's really a lot more difficult for them to be grumpy back. I read a little thing on Facebook the other day that talked about coming up to Valentine's Day, and a guy walked up to the counter of the store with 4 bouquets of flowers and 4 boxes of chocolates. And the teller, or the cashier behind the counter, was a bit snarky, and she'd made some comment as he was leaving to her friend, her coworker, about, yeah, like, how sincere is that for Valentine's Day? One for your girl, one for your wife, one for your girlfriend, you know. And he turned around and he said to her, I buy this bouquet of flowers for my mom because my dad always bought her flowers for Valentine's Day, and he died last year. So I'm going to take these flowers, these chocolates to her to remind her that dad loved her. And I'm taking this bouquet of flowers and this box of chocolate to my wife because she's my best friend. She's my soulmate. And I want her to know how special she is to me. And I'm taking this third bouquet of flowers to my daughter because she needs to know that she is precious in my sight and in God's. And I'm going to give you this fourth bouquet of flowers because it sounds like you need to be reminded that you are loving, you are loved, and you are a child of God too. So have a happy Valentine's Day. And he left the flowers and 1 bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolate with the girl, and he walked to the store with the other 3. That just reminded me when I read that of the importance of recognizing that we have a huge impact on other people's futures as well as our own. If we live a life that's filled with hope and joy and dreams, we will work toward that. We will live toward it. We will live a life that encourages other people, which in turn encourages us. If we hold on to anger and resentment and frustration, it only holds us back, keeps our eyes closed to the beauty that's in front of us. Because I guarantee you, there is always beauty in front of you. So I don't know if it's cold where you are right now, but if it is, and you're thinking about how you want to hunker down and whatever that looks like for you, whether it's, doing a puzzle with family or crossword puzzles or playing with Lego, building something, painting, baking or cooking, going ice fishing, whatever it is that you do on those cold days, whatever makes you feel warm inside, I hope you do that. And think on those things. Think about the things that you really want in your life. Think about the way you want the rest of your life to go. Chances are you don't want it to go badly. So you're going to think on good things. And as you think on good things, as you fill your heart up with joy and peace and hope, it'll spill over and you'll share it with a cashier behind the counter at a florist, or with your neighbor who maybe is a little bit lonely, or your coworker who is the grumpiest guy in the world. It cannot hurt other people for you to share your joy with them. So on this Feel Good Friday, I really encourage you to think on and pay attention to those things that make you feel good, that you hope for, and then share them with everybody else. Have a great day. God bless. I'll see you again on Sunday for Gospel on the Go with Rachel, and then Monday for Church at Home with Rachel. But they won't be released by email or Facebook because I'll be away. So you just have to hit subscribe and notifications, and then you'll get them. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.